once again, dear viewers. You're watching ERi-TV. Welcome to our news broadcast. We take a quick look at the major headlines tonight. Financial contribution to augment Martyrs Trust Fund. Assessment meeting on performance of students. China willing to work with North Korea for world peace. South Korean president warns of crackdown on trucker strike. In our domestic news, nationals inside the country and abroad contributed 143,650 nakfa, $7,541 and 4,685 euros towards augmenting the Martyrs Trust Fund and in support of families of martyrs. According to the Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare, nationals who want to stay anonymous contributed 57,650 nakfa in support of 5 families of martyrs. Bluebird Import-Export 36,000 nakfa in support of 3 families of martyrs. Eritrea Nationals Cooperative Association in Tübingen, Germany, 2,485 euros in support of 3 families of martyrs. And Trinity Church Congregation in Dallas contributed $7,541 towards augmenting the Martyrs Trust Fund. The Information and Publicity Unit of the Ministry of Defense also reported that Eritrea nationals in Leiden, the Netherlands, contributed 2,200 euros towards the implementation of information and publicity activities. Likewise, Ms. Latazgi Musazgi, residing in Italy, contributed school materials worth 32,000 nakfa to Adigombolo School. The Ministry of Education branch in the Central Region held assessment meeting on the performance and results of students in the 2021-2022 academic year 8th grade national examination. At the meeting, Mr. Balai Habdegaber, head of the Ministry of Education in the region, said that in this year's national examination, 70.2% of the students scored passing marks compared to that of last year and called for integrated effort for better outcome. According to the report presented by Mr. Samson Kibrom, head of the 8th grade national examination follow-up at the branch office, out of the 14,158 students that attended the national examination, 9,934, including 68.3% girls, scored passing marks. Mr. Samson also called on schools that registered good results to preserve the achievements they registered and others address the challenges that occur in the teaching-learning process and parents and stakeholders to strengthen participation in the effort. Mr. Habta Asfaha, head of evaluation of the 8th grade national examination, on his part, reported on the results registered at national level and said that compared to that of last year, the number of students scoring passing marks has increased by 5.2%. Indicating that the issues raised at the assessment meeting shoulder heavy responsibility to the concerned bodies and stakeholders. Mr. Musa Hussein Naib, Director General of General Education at the Ministry of Education, called on parents and teachers to play a leading role. The National Union of Eritrean Women branch in the Southern Red Sea region organized training on administration and leadership to women elected as area administrators and managing directors, as well as to heads of the union in the subzone of the region. The training that was from 23 to 25 November in the port city of Asab included planning, reporting, material management and regulation. Speaking at the concluding event of the training, Ms. Saadia Ibrahim, head of the union branch in the region, said that the union branch is exerting strong efforts to enable women become competent in their workplace and that the training provided on administration and leadership is part of the effort. The trainees on their part commended the training opportunity provided to them and called for its sustainability. That was our domestic news. Please stay tuned for the international news right after the short break. Chinese President Xi Jinping told North Korean leader Kim Jong-un that Beijing is willing to cooperate with Pyongyang for world peace. Xi stressed on his message to Kim that Beijing is ready to cooperate with North Korea to establish peace, stability, development, and prosperity of the region and the world. She said was fully willing to work with Pyongyang as changes in the world, times, and history are taking place in unprecedented ways. Xi's message came days after North Korea fired an intercontinental ballistic missile in one of its most powerful tests in months, announcing that it would respond to U.S. nuclear threats with its own nuclear weapons. On November 18, North Korea fired a long-range missile designed to strike the mainland U.S., a day after Pyongyang warned of a fiercer military response to the United States. North Korea has tested an unprecedented number of ballistic missiles in recent weeks, alarming the United States and its allies as it prepares for its seventh nuclear test since 2017. Pyongyang's missile launches have also come in response to Washington's massive land, naval, and aerial war games, along with South Korean and Japanese forces in the region, measures that North Korea regards as practice drills to invade the country. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol warned that the government might step in to break up a nationwide strike by thousands of unionized truckers, described it as the illegal and unacceptable move, disrupting the supply chain. As Yoon referred to the South Korean law that gives the government the authority to force transport workers back to their jobs during any serious disruptions, saying that if the irresponsible denial of transport continues, the government will have no choice but to review a number of measures, include a work start order. In South Korea, failure to comply is punishable with up to 3 years of a fine of up to 30 million won, $22.550, according to Transport Minister Won Hee-ryong. The ministry has already begun the groundwork for issuing the order. On Thursday, if issues, it would be a first of its kind move to the issues of South Korean history. Till now, there has been no dialogue between the union officials and the government aimed at disrupting supply chains across the world's 10th largest economy. At least 25,000 are on strike out of 420,000 transport workers in the country, estimated by the union officials. Now a recap of tonight's headlines. Financial contribution to augment Martyrs Trust Fund. Assessment meeting on performance of students. China willing to work with North Korea for world peace. South Korean president warns of crackdown on trucker strike. And that was our news for tonight, dear viewers. It is good night from us.